Let us compare these scenarios. Let us say X is equal to Jack. Now Jack is being put into quotes. That is why it will not throw an error. Why? Because X is being assigned a string. Anything in quotes is a string. Whereas X is equal to Jack is going to throw an error because um, here it is going to give us an error. Jack is not defined. Why? Because X is being assigned not a string, but rather a variable. So when X is equal to Jack and Jack is not in quotes, Jack is X is acting like a variable. Okay? Because X is being assigned a variable, Jack, and Jack is not defined or assigned any value yet. We will understand it better in the next example. We have X is equal to Jack, but before that, if we assign, right, let's go back and do this, right? X is equal to Jack, but before saying X is equal to Jack, if we have Jack already assigned a value, in this case Jack is equal to 10, then this will not throw an error. Why? Because X is being assigned a variable, and which variable is it assigned? Jack, and Jack is already defined. When we say already defined, Jack is equal to 10 means Jack is defined or assigned a value. That is why it will not throw an error. Let us learn about a new command, type command. Type command is used to find what is the type of a variable. We have learned that the variable can be of type integer, string, or float. And how do we use it? Let us take a variable x, assign it a value x equal to 10. Then we can use the command as type of x, right? But if we simply use this command type x and try to run the program, it will not show any output. So the way of using it is store the output of this command type of x into a variable, let's say y, and then print y. Let us see how it works in practical. X equal to 10. Type x. Now if I run this, I will not get anything in the output. So way of doing it is save the output of this command into a variable, let's say y, and then print y. When we run this, it tells us in class integer, int. This is what it means. So we assigned a variable, an integer, stored that output of type of x. What is this? Type of x is basically x this of this one. And then it gets stored in y, and that is then we go ahead and print the value of y. This is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is instead of storing this type x into a y, we can simply take this type x and print it directly by putting this whole thing type x into a print command directly. Print type of x. So that will save a step. We don't have to utilize another variable y. What we are doing here is instead of doing print y, remove the step and put this type in under a print statement itself. Print type of X. If we run it, it still shows class of integer. Let's take another example. Instead of X is equal to 10, where 10 was an integer, I am going to change this to hello. So this time I'm assigning X a string. Why? Because hello is inside quotes and that's why it becomes a string. And now when I do the type equal to X, it should give me the class of string. Class string. Let's also check how it behaves when I give it the value float. 10.23 is the float. And when we do type of X, it is and print it, it will give, should give float. That's what it is. So this is how we use a type command.